I'm gonna set up. Hello, hello, Reggie. How we doing? I'm gonna set up some music and make sure we're good on the YouTube's Purdue fan. Hello, hello, Crayon Eater. How you doing? How you do? Oh, actually, SoundCloud. I have this on another. I think I figured out how to do two different. No, I closed it. Okay. SoundCloud. It's going to take me just a minute. I didn't want to be late. It's going to take me just a minute. Elevate Crochet. How you doing? Happy Tuesday. Hey guys. Okay, we got music. That's the first thing. And then we'll put some get it on the YouTubes over here. Amber Caretti. Hello, hello. Thank you for that share. Thank you for the share. Maybe we'll try to open this in a different tab and see how that works too. YouTube. There were a handful of pretty good chat shows this morning. I was kind of in and out as I was trying to get my notes together. This isn't going to be any like too crazy of a topic. Let me angle this down a little bit. Um, but I'm working on something, and so we're just going in order. Got this list of topics, and we're just you guys don't notice, but we've been going through them for like a couple months now, weeks at least. And so, what am I looking for? YouTube. And so, what is it? Post show process is the topic today. Tober, how we doing? Selby, afternoon, some smart shopping. How we doing? Tober, I got the crochet kits. And Bees, my 10-year-old, is down to do it. She wants to be in the live. And so I said I'm not, I'll figure out exactly when it is. I don't remember if it was even said. I don't remember. Forgive me, Tober. But we have it, and we're intending to hop in that class. And so if I'm at work, she'll be home as long as it's like on the summer break and stuff. But she's excited. She's actually breaking out her like previous crochet stuff because I don't know where she got this interest from because I do not do fiber arts. But she was just like all she wanted for Christmas and her birthday was all like yarn and all the kits and stuff. And so she's excited. She is excited. Okay, I'm just pulling up the YouTube, make sure we're on there, and then okay, cool. Okay, I was like, maybe I missed something. Well, I try to listen when I'm at work for Tober time and stuff, but my service is so crappy. And sometimes it just depends on where in the building I'm working. It's like last night, and Friday, I guess it was, I can't keep a signal to save my life. And so I just kind of gave up. Oh, missed a banana. What am I looking at? View your channel. Here we go. I feel like cross stitch is the gateway drug for crafting. You know what? I believe you. And you know what I know is a massive gateway is freaking paper crafts. Tam's creative journey. Shout out to Tam. Just lured a bunch of people into the paper craft space, and now they just like got this whole extra designated area in their craft room and stuff. And even I got into paper crafts, you guys. So I was like, I don't even understand it. I don't get it, but uh, they got me. It's just the thing. There's too many good, there's too many good papers, I suppose. Okay, it looks like we are live. Oh no. Yeah. Let's see. Let me mute this. Almost there. We're almost there. I have refused the paper. My kids do so much paper crafts I can't keep. Right. Yeah. It's it's a rabbit hole for sure. Let me mute us over here. Hi, YouTube. All right. I think we're set. If we're watching on YouTube, hi. Thanks for being here. Let me minimize this a little bit. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you for checking in here. I I try my best to monitor the chat on both sides, but I will tell you, and there's a link right on the screen there. I'm way better and acclimated to the chat on Whatnot. Also, there's like kind of a delay for YouTube. And so if you're in the chatty kind of mood, please do hop over to Whatnot. It's better over here anyway, I'm just saying. But I will do my best to watch both. Okay. Put that up there. And I think we're set there. Okay. So I got all creative for Wiener Wars and I truly miss doing paper crafts. You know what? I've been seeing that's today, right? I've been seeing that thumbnail. And I'm like, that is some Whatnot stuff right there. So I thought I was like, why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we have a Wiener Wars? I mean, thanks for the share. Elevate. My husband tells people buy them tape, forget. No kidding, dude. It's the little things. Kids, dude. There was a year, I think my daughter, my youngest, was 5, maybe 4 years old, something like that. I got her stones. I got her a bag of rocks, and they were like they were cool rocks. I'm just saying they were like all these rainbow, like all the different, like they had the names, and they were all like they were crystals really, but they were tumbled. She still has those years late. She's 10 now, almost 11. She still has those damn rocks, and all these people went out of their way to get her all this kind of cool stuff. I'm like, I got her a bag of rocks, and that was the win. Like she loved them, and she would play hide and seek with them, and she still has them. Kids are simple. They will. My niece, one year, I just got her a jar of pickles, and she was like over the moon. It was like her favorite thing. Kids are simple. They're super happy with glue and tape. That's it. Pack of construction paper. They're good to go. Like we overcomplicate it. Kimmy D, how you doing? Kimmy D, and actually, that's a good reminder. Anybody in the arts and handmade space that have their thrift shop art series card. Um, that train is there were we had 10 spots and then it filled and then we added 2 more spots and then those just filled too. But we are going to extend it to as many that can join because it's not a huge list. It's like 15 or not even 20, I don't think, that have those art series cards. And so if you're one of them, um, I'm not really like chasing folks down for it, but you know what I mean? If you're one of them, like just know that we're extending it. And so just let us know. I'll probably go in there today because that last spot just filled this morning. I'll probably go in there today and just onesie twosie, just keep adding a single spot at a time. But anyone interested, hop over there and snag it. I don't know if it notifies when spots open, but I will put another one in. And I only know how to put them on the front end. But I suppose if one needed a later spot, just DM and we'll figure it out because we want everyone to we want to just see like who's the community that's jump starting like yeah let's get these art cards everybody in one place. So anywho, you guys, Kimmy D has an art card. That's what just reminded me. And I don't think I've seen no, I have seen it. It's spray paint, right? And speaking of, I just got Silver Moon Mamas. Yeah. Silver Moon Mama is number 13. I don't even know if I should show it because I want y'all to come to the train. But this is Silver Moon Mama. The art series ones have number A and then the number on them. And so they're very low. There's only 25 total, but some artists have multiple. And then thrift shop cards or Thriftworks, he has his own too. They're very cool though. They're like your actual art. And then he just prints like 50 or 100 copies and you can sell them. And they're cool. Oh, you know what? Oh, let me yell at my kid really quick because I have to show you guys. I made a print of something. Hold on. Hold on. Alan, can you bring me that print? It's inside the green booklet on my like nightstand. Thank you. I meant to grab that before I came out here. You guys were adulting. Envy says, "What? Envy? You can't say that." What the fuck? Envy. I need to mod. That's a good reminder to mod. Rah rah. How you doing? I'm just gonna mod a couple just so I'm not the only one reading envy is ridiculous. hellos. And Tober, you're automatic with the hats. Hopefully, you guys can see that. Ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. Damn it, Envy. I know. If I miss any comments, I'm super sorry. You guys, look, Bees is coming in with this. And what is this for? Oh, the thanks, baby. Um, Raid Train. Artisan Alley Raid Train. Each month we do Lilac Bloom and I do a different like niche in the arts and handmade space, and take 10 vetted sellers and just put them all in one place in just a 3-hour train, 15-minute stops. So you can just like really get to see like what's the coolest stuff over here in this niche, and then go on to the next thing the next month. And so August, Artisan Alley landed on National Thrift Shop Day. And so we were like, we got to do thrift shop cards then. Duh. And so that's what we're doing. They're very fun. And matter of fact, we have this one. You guys, we're adulting. We made a print. This is actually, and this is the only one I have so far. This was the tester one, but it came out beautiful. We have, I bit the bullet and bought a sticker printer because I needed, yeah, and they're trading cards because I needed to be able, I needed them for something that I'm going to share as soon as I can, but it also is a photo printer, come to find, and it makes like really nice quality photos. And so I this was the first one. It's I think it's 6x4, and hopefully we're going to be yeah, it's like just a shy 6x4. Uh, yeah, shy 6x4, and we're gonna see what we're gonna do with these. But the first one, CG, how we doing? CG, we're adulting. We have like products and everything. So this is going to be a raid auction. I'm always like, I don't know. I do giveaways because I never have like a stash of just pre-made stuff. I mean, I guess I have some stuff, but not really like consistent. And but now we're dabbling with the art stuff. And so I'm like, dude, get some prints, run for $1 when we get raids. And so that's what we're gonna do. Starting with this one. So I'm kind of excited. Kind of excited. Um, pretend raid. Raid! I need everyone. Is there a raid emoji? No, just kidding. I'm sure there will be one at some point. Andy Sameta, how you doing? Thank you. Elevate bookmark and check it out. Yeah, they're fun. I'll tell you guys too real quick, and then we'll start getting into this the top. Which is I'm just gonna tell you it's little bit boring of a topic, but it will be a little bit of a group activity because I want to know because we're talking post sale process, but I want to know is it dark? I want to know what you guys do too. I know my post sale process, and like I know what I do, and then I know things that I should also be doing, but I don't do. But I want to know what you guys do also, and so I'm going to kind of go through my list ish, and then we're going to see if we can't add some stuff to it. Cash, how you doing? Envy, get out. Get out. Okay, so yeah, so that's what we're doing. And I think I can make them into stickers and some other stuff. So yeah, so I'm excited, you guys. Let me share one more thing. I don't know if she's in here still. Tober, I got your sticker too. And I'm just telling you guys, postcards would be super good. I'm just telling you guys, if you send me stickers, if you send me Envy, you don't count. You do not count. If you send me stickers that are like branded, there's a chance I'm going to upcycle them into something. And so just be warned if you send them. I know I purchased this one, but just in general, I'm just letting you know. If it's something that I intend to sell, I'll ask permission. But if it's something for the keeps, I'm just making it. But either case, you guys, let me show you. I'm going to show you two things real quick, and then we'll get into it. Just got here. When were you a puzzle please print? Yeah. You know what? So this is just the first one, and upon a raid is what I was thinking for it, which I probably should have saved that and just made it a surprise kind of. But I don't know exactly how I want to ship them yet, and so it's part of why I just have one so far. But there will be more as well. Susan, how you doing? Okay, anybody recognize this artist? Can you name the artist? Can you name the artist? I don't know if they're in here still. But can you name the artist? They are brand spanking new to Whatnot. I don't even think 10 shows in yet. Yes. Tober knows. You guys, this is a whole thing. This is a whole character and a whole art line and a whole thing. I'm telling you, Maria has nailed down the eye thing. This is Seb is Ceb is like the character name, but the I is the main thing, and it shows up on different bodies and stuff. Bucket list it. Put it on your bucket list. I'm telling you, this is just like a loose one. I got this at the main auction, but check this out. And this was a collab that they did. I'm just gonna run it across. It's a lot going on. It's like kind of mixed media. So just have a look, see. You'll see Seb in here too. And I hate that I don't remember the other. I can stand up so I can see what you guys see. That I don't remember the other artist that collaborated. There's Seb right there. So freaking cool. I need to write it down and like put a sticky note on here. These just came. This is like in a like fully framed and got the shiny, the deal on there too. This is going up in the studio. If you guys missed that auction, I'm so sorry because there was like amazing original art there. It's so good. So, so good. New on here, thinking about selling on here, artist, painter. I need to learn stuff, I guess. First show, or I guess first about Whatnot. You know what, Susan? I'm glad that you are here. Um, I'm following you, so I know I've seen, and I do recognize the name. I do recognize the name. It's a grind. Get some shows scheduled. There's really nothing to it but to do it. You just start. You just start. There you are. I was just okay. So you guys, mandatory follow right here. Crayon eating bee, right here. Freaking. I don't know if you saw that. I was just showing off your stuff. I love this character so much, so much. I love the mixed media, and you guys give a follow, go bookmark some shows, and check out the collection because it's like a whole thing. And I'm telling you, it's like bucket list type of thing. Thank you, Tober. Curly Q, how you doing? Let's see. Okay, so green and leafy, yes, right there. Crayon eating bee is the name. And got pinkies yesterday. Heck yeah. Wait, was it the lettuce? Was it a lettuce one? Because I know that was a whole thing. That was a whole thing. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So good. So so good. Leanne Phoenix, how you doing? Don't know what my name will be yet. Well, there's time. There's time. Something will come to you at like, in like shower thoughts or midnight or something like that. Or you could just leave it as is and you can change your name down the line if you want to. Or you know how I would say to start if it seems like there's never going to be a perfect time to start, but if it feels like you have to be more prepared and stuff, what I might say is just put some stuff in the marketplace. It'll get a little bit of like you don't have to go live to have stuff in the marketplace, and you can get a little bit of practice uh, creating listings on the platform, and then they might sell, right? You don't even have to be like full on official registered seller to just have stuff listed over there, and they might sell and you get a little shipping practice. But at least if people see your name, they can go click on your profile and see some artwork there. And so it's like a very no pressure way to just little dip your toes in or something like that. So maybe consider that. Well, there's no time like the present. So I would say, catchy name for a painter. Any ideas for Susan? Catchy name for a painter. I would say You could either go with your just your name. That's totally sufficient. Or I feel like it's a very personal thing. Like maybe if there's something that your like best friends call you, or there you go. There you go. Okay. Any other ideas for that? Do share. You guys, let's dive in a little bit. There's a little bit of news to buffer us in. If anybody's new here, I forget to introduce myself sometimes. Hi, my name is Tamika Crow, Custom Wood Burning. I do heat gun art, wood burning, and we're here every Tuesday talking about live sales. Uh, Different topic. I try to keep it what's the word? I try to keep it um not too much of the same thing. I try to keep it like different and moving and interesting and try to bring up something different. Sometimes we revisit the same topics in a different light or whatever like that, but otherwise that's kind of the basis of this Tuesday chat. We're here about 2 hours talking about live sales, and today the topic is post sale process. I have some notes, but I'm also curious to hear from you guys. And if you hear what you guys do, if you have a process, or if there's like specific things you kind of swear by, or things that work for you, things that absolutely found that do not work, or whatever like that. And so that's what we're going to get into. But also, I like to share news and updates that have to do with whatnot. And so we'll start with those because there are a couple. There are a couple. If anybody, and I have a shout out, but if anybody is following on YouTube, you would have caught the first news piece, which is, and I'm going to lead with this because typically one show per month is a whatnot topic, right? And this was for myself and approximately 30 other like community hosts, chat show hosts, and that is ended. If anyone didn't catch that update, the community host program as it stood dissolved this couple days ago, very abruptly, although there were some signs that one could kind of see it coming. But however, if anyone didn't get that memo, there's no more community host group. There's still a community team at Whatnot. Yeah, they were like, yeah, appreciate you guys. No, they it was very cordial and very like professional, and like, you know what, it's been going on for like 2 years, and like all good things come to an end. I think we were talking before about like, don't base your business model or nothing in live sales on any specific thing, because just as quick as it yeeted in, it could just yoink away. And to really stay rooted in your own, whatever it is that you're doing, your own operation. And that's another just prime example. I think the one before that was flat rate was the other example. Like, don't base your business model on it because it might go away. So there's that. And they in the wake of that, I went over to their most of the community hosts are still going to be doing chat shows. They were already doing chat shows. And so, which is part of the reason they got picked up for that group. But either case, we're still going to be here on Tuesday doing our regular thing. But I went and checked their show lineup over at Whatnot Sellers, and they changed their schedules. So they have like new thumbnails, new shows on the books. I'm gonna try to keep Raiden in over there, but the times change, so it's gonna be tricky because it's like when I go to work, it's like right as I start my shift. But they have a heavy focus, it looks like, on new seller. Actually, let me tell you exactly what the thumbnail said, because it's a new thing, and I'm kind of excited to see kind of how what they do with it. And so I'll show you guys. Show you guys. My process is get excited about the creative ideas we discussed during the show, go to work on those for a couple days, and then realize I'm out of time. Fair enough. And then panic and pack and then get to buzz out the Santa. Hey, fair enough. So, you guys, this is if anyone in here isn't following Whatnot Sellers, also, this channel right here is their official, like, they have an actual community team, like a department, right? Headed by Kiyomi, and then Silver Drip Kenny is the one who typically is hosting shows on this channel. And then Casey, Casey's Clay, who's handmade, hashtag handmade, is also like in the mix. And so, and there's probably more that I should know, but either case, this is the channel that they run and operate out of. Okay. And so there's a couple resources in the description, but check out the new show lineup. It says 3 keys to your first 30 days, right? 0 to 1,000 sales. Usually they were like every other Wednesday, roughly, and then they have this. I clicked. It's like Inception. I clicked into itself. They have this other type of show on the books now, and a couple of these other things. And so, if anyone's not following that account, highly recommend. And definitely check out these new shows because they might just be like packed full of information. Um, so yeah, so there's the first update. Here, Alabama. I am West Coast over here. Yeah, good stuff. So, do you have to buy to go into the shows? No, no, those are free for everyone, and lots of people do join. A lot of people don't though, and it surprises me because that's a great networking opportunity. Also, the chat does move very fast, but everybody from all over the platform come to those shows, and so I personally think, I'll just say from my experience, when I go in there and just help answer questions, for instance, I end up getting follows. It's just a visibility thing. People see your name in the chat, which actually still doesn't count, Andy. Susan, for usernames, I will say it's helpful if your username conveys to some degree what you sell. So if it is paint, having alluding to art or paint in some fashion will trigger people who see your name in other people's chats who are into that. It will trigger them to come follow you, because anytime if I see usernames that kind of are like arts and crafty, or if they're just funny, I'll thought, hey, a bunch of friends officially. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club, yeah, guys. FYI, for people who want other free business help, check out Score. Check out Score. What is that? Euphoria. Can you elaborate on what is Score? Do share. Okay. I feel like this music's too loud. Let me tell you the other updates. I do have a couple more. Yay, Travelta, how you doing? Lots of mermaid gifts. Hello, hello. Hello. You guys, and actually that might be part of the update or part of the news. Lost Mermaid Gifts is Wild Hope. Great show this morning. I was like, I was like, dude, I could listen to this and talk about this all day. You guys, if we're not getting into Wild Hope's chat shows, she's got some just money perspective on the handmade stuff. I'm here for it. And I sent you a message after because I was just like, dude, I don't want to be annoying, but I want to emphasize that like I'm loving this journey that you guys have going. And I can like see where I can see some gems that are gonna come out of it. And it just makes me like super excited. Like watching from over here, I'm like, ooh, I can see it coming. I can see what it's gonna do. I can see it. So I was like, I gotta tell her. Let's see. So score.org. They are amazing, free business. seminars and help, and they help me set up private practice. Oh, sweet. All right. So cool. Score.org, you guys, a business resource. Um, Susan, I will tell you any ideas, opinions on ideas that come towards me, I'm going to say do it. I'm going to say you never know unless you try. And if an idea sticks with you for some period of time, I feel like we're obligated to find out why it's just living rent free in our mind. Just heads up. I'm going to tell you that every time. Just do it. Um, hard to listen to all the It's hard to listen to all the Tuesday chat shows. I want them all. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. So Wild Hope is Tuesdays. Who was on this morning? Dear Archivist was on this morning. Um, ooh, the other name is escaping me. Who's the like Dixie kind of gal? Um, there was another really good one that was on this morning, and the name's escaping me. Short hair, Southern accent, super sweet. Um, Daisy Lane, thank you. Daisy Lane was on this morning. I don't know if that's every Tuesday, but I know I see her and she's got great perspective as well. Yeah, lots of good ones. It's a good day. And then Mondays are good too. What Liz likes and a reworker's passion on Mondays. Tis good stuff. To paint mixing the others and share money. Um, oh, gotcha. Yeah. Well, I haven't seen that particularly on here, but I feel like there's lots of room still for like firsts to come into the live sale space. And so, um, if you're like the front runner type, then hey, get after it, tackle it. Be the first, front runner advantage. Okay, so the community host is no more. That's the first update. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. The next, I'll try to go through these other ones a little bit quicker. Shipping officially changed. I'm sure most had caught on to that. So we are officially in ground shipping default um, mode. Okay. And so if anybody like flat rate is still an option, but it's more expensive now, like $13 instead of the 921. I sure everybody got that memo because that's active now. And then priority is still an option, and so but it's more expensive than ground. And so if anybody relies on, is real particular about their shipping settings and stuff, I'm going to strongly recommend, welcome to the friends. I'm going to strongly recommend just like double checking, especially if you have big sales shows schedule, double checking your shipping settings that they are how you want them. Because to my understanding, everything defaulted to ground on the 31st. And so if you have like big flat rate show coming up, whatever like that, that's the first thing. The second thing is August 7th, especially if anyone's planning on going live to sell that day, double check that show because that is the zero commission day, app wide, all categories, that whole thing. So the 8% commission we get to keep in our you're ridiculous. We get to keep in our pockets. Okay, August 7th, zero commission. And then there were no blog posts. And then the last thing is, let me circle back to this, was the shout out is Lilac Bloom. But an extra shout out with Lost Mermaid Gifts is in this bunch too, because they have trains coming up. So brand new trains on raytrain.app. And so I encourage everyone to go use that app because I'm telling you, like, Sign Up Genius and Calendly cannot compete. They cannot compete. They cannot compete for hosts and for writers and for everything. It is so easy. It's designed for raid trains on Whatnot. It has all the bells and whistles and tools, and it's so user friendly. 2 seconds to sign up. It's so good. Um, Highly recommend like moving your trains over there if you are a host, or just signing up to browse the trains and join trains over there. Raidtrain.app. Lost Mermaid Gifts has Made by the Host train coming up on there. You can like bookmark conductors that you like, and so recommend bookmarking her Lost Mermaid Gifts, and she's hosted trains before, so I'm sure this won't be her last one too. So you get notification right there. Lost Mermaid Gifts. Have a look, see in Raid Train app for her. You can just search the name, and then you can favor the host that you like. So Lost Mermaid Gifts and Lilac Bloom. Also, CG, Boomerang Echo. Who else is Handmade that's hosting trains over there? You can do a search. Well, I guess mine's over there for Artist Alley is under my name. But you can do a search for Arts and Handmade, and you can see all the hosts that are doing stuff. And so, especially if there's anyone newer in here, listen, these raid trains are fan freaking tastic opportunity to network, and I would argue even more so now that we have this app, because it's not like, personal onesie twosie invite only type of stuff. So you can really get exposure to people that you never came across before. And so following those two right here, probably for you, following those two over there, highly recommend. I want to emphasize though, Sticky Monkey, welcome in, that what Lilac Blooms is, and actually, I really like both of these. And you can see if you go find those trains on there that Lost Mermaid and Lilac Bloom are hosting. And then I'm co-hosting the one with Reggie, as is you can see the descriptions in there, and I love them so much. And I'll tell you why, because I didn't even tell them this. Um, they are designed for artists and handmade. Let me explain this. Most raid trains are like in the wave with most of the Whatnot stuff. It's like high volume liquidation, low starts, this kind of stuff, like high energy, like boom boom. Okay, fine. Arts and Handmade, I have had to turn down so many raid trains because I don't have the inventory to just, I don't have 80 hours to come up with a whole bunch of products just for one raid train. And then like maybe they sell, maybe they don't. I have to turn trains down if they're 20, 30 minutes. And if it's supposed to be 20, 30 minutes of just straight auctions, I have to turn them down because I'm like, I don't have time to make that stuff. And then what, the next week make a whole bunch, like I don't have it. These trains, one item, one item, have one banger item, that's it. Show off the rest of your stuff, like show off your studio, show examples of some other stuff that you do and that you make and works in progress and this other kind of stuff. But otherwise, the requirement is one item. I cannot love that enough. That's so much more attainable. Like it's so much more accessible to artists and handmade to be able to participate and participate in more things. Because like for some of our crafts, it's like you can't make 10 items for a 30-minute show. You just don't have the time to do that. I mean, that would at least be 10 to 20 to 30, 40 hours, right? And so I love them. And then so there's that. But also extra shout out to Reggie because it's a competition. It's a competition train, and I know we have Artisans Attack bi-monthly, but this is a little bit different. It's called Clash of the Creations, Clash of the Creatives, Clash of the Creations, I think. And it's a battle. It's a battle train. And so November, it's planned out. So, but go bookmark her when it goes live. You'll get a notification. But it's a competition, and I think Arts and Handmade could do well with more of that type of stuff because people want to see the bangers. They don't want to see all our regular stuff. They want to see, I want to see what the best stuff you got, right? And so that's what that showcase is going to be, and I'm here for it. There's also like a point system and extra fun stuff. So kudos for that idea. I love it. Both of them I love. Can I explain my art in 15 minutes? It is a new wood burning technique used with torch paste and a heat gun. Makes super smooth wood burnings. It can burn gold and it can be combined with wood stain. And it's been a thing, a medium for about 6 years, and I've been practicing it for about four. So hopefully that gives the general snippet. I know I missed a couple things. Vital Canyon, how you doing? Thrift Trough, how you doing? Don't want to sell yourself short. I was on a rapid fire raid train once and gasped when my art took out. Yeah, that's the thing. That because they're not made for us, right? So arts and handmade trains that are made for us, those are the ones to be in. I'm telling you, and it's taken a while for us to like really get it established and what that looks like. And they're doing it. Lost Mermaid Gifts and Lilac Bloom, they were like, this makes more sense for us. And instead of waiting for someone else to do it, they did it. They're doing it. And so and they're phenomenal human beings anyway. So like you want to be in their trains. Not all hosts are created equal. I'm just saying, but these ought to be very like viewer friendly as well because I'm telling you, go read the descriptions, they're very good concepts. Yeah, Faded Flamingo, I love you. I've been getting DMs in the wake of you showing that card holder, so I appreciate you so much. So much. Those are super fun. Those are super fun. So uh yeah, vinyl, if it makes you feel better, I've definitely sold stuff for $1 that has taken me hours to make, literally, and it burns every time. Every single time, like, ooh, ooh. Which, by the way, we're probably gonna have to circle back to pricing at some point because I'm dabbling with different stuff and I have extra opinions on pricing our goods because sometimes dollar starts to make sense. Um, Battle of the Best, dollar starts to make sense. Competition train, maybe it makes sense. Regular show, maybe, maybe depending on our audience, depending on what we make, this kind of thing. And so, oh, Susan, gotcha, gotcha. Um, yes, 100%. Okay. Yeah, makes me super happy. I appreciate you. Also, actually, shout out to Feta Flamingo too because her and Reggie are doing a positivity challenge uh, through the month of August, and it's just there's like a whole list of just like stuff that you can just do to like basically brighten other people's days. Um, That's just that's like check your good deed boxes daily type of stuff. That's like put some good energy out so you can get it back later. Um, Really cool, bookmark their shows to get like the details. I think there may be an info listing available in their shop for like the different things that one could do. Um, I love that concept though. Love it, love it. Okay, so Shawshank. All right, so that's it for news. Uh, Friendly reminder, though, also that September 1st, now we're in August, right? So September 1st is I'm going to try to remember to bring this up here and there, is the officially all sellers platform wide are responsible for our own customer service. I never hear people talk about that. So I'm just reminding, excuse me, which I think is going to be a good thing. I do think it's going to be a good thing. Uh, but September 1st, you're going to see, if you're not already in like a customer service beta or something, you're going to see like extra tabs in your DM inbox for customer service. And so, yeah, it was like a blog post that they put out a month or two ago and they talked about it, but they talked about it in conjunction with something else. And so it just keeps slipping off the radar. But all sellers, 100% of sellers, fully responsible for customer service. There's no like going through whatnot handling our returns and whatever kind of stuff like that is all us, right? Unless it has to, get sent past us to go to whatnot if we can't resolve things with our customers. But when customers, uh, when you get an order and you have an issue with your order, there's like some little prompt on there that you can basically email support or something like that and say, hey, this arrived damaged, or this was the wrong order, or whatever like that, or this stuff is missing. Um, Buyers are still going to be able to send those messages, but they're not going to go to Whatnot. They're going to go to you. So they're going to be in your inbox, and we're all going to see it in approximately 4 weeks. So, friendly reminder. Yeah, the last I caught was September 1st, and they call it seller provided support. They might put something out before then as like a big reminder, but yeah. Yeah, just like other platforms. And oh, do you? That's good to know. Heck yeah. I would think it makes it way more like, I like the idea of sellers having, number one, being in the loop if there are issues. But number two, being able to having the opportunity to correct anything, because we can maintain customers that way. But if we don't know, then we can't fix the things. And so, I know I heard somebody talking about one time talking about they got an email from somebody that was didn't realize that email was going to go to the seller. They thought it was going to Whatnot, and so they tried to like paint a picture that wasn't quite accurate or whatever. And so there could be some of that type of stuff going on, because there's a spectrum of buyers too. And so people could be like, oh, I didn't get this gift card. I was supposed to, like, yeah, you did. I sent that. Oh, you thought you were talking to Whatnot, but no, it's me. Okay. So I don't know if they're gonna make it known to buyers that they're emailing the sellers directly, but either case, um, I think it'll be a good thing too. Velvet, that's a good question. I would think yes, but don't quote me on that. I may just be assuming that that's kind of part of the deal, but I can't answer like 100%. Oh, there you go. Zoe's Treasure says yes. Says yes. And to ask questions. Had a couple of requests that were not legit, and when questioned, they went away. I feel like it'll solve a lot of issues that people have. And so, net win. I've heard that, Vinyl, taking photos of stuff. Um, Seems like a big extra step, but definitely if there are high ticket items, massive buyer's giveaway, or just a one of a kind, super expensive, sought after, like something, or if there's like scammy vibes, like some people just have like scammy vibes, like if your spidey sense is going off, I would take a photo or video of packaging the item as well, for sure. Oh, do you? Okay, interesting. Oh, Susan, I'm sure there's every kind of person. Um, there's every kind of person. Just you feel free to block anyone who you're like, you know what, I don't even want that in my life, or you find your tribe. You find your tribe. Yeah, yeah, feel free. Yep, makes the app a better place. Ramp and I could see someone returning back to, yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the type of stuff. I know. I've heard that in the coins category is a problem, and you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. All right, you guys, are we ready? Are we ready to talk about? That's all I got for updates, and so sometimes I try to jump into these like 15 minutes, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know, the topic's not that long, and so we'll just kind of like ease into it. I do have a quote to go with it, but this isn't for the notes. It's a real short list. Real short list. Okay, partially because I'm curious if I'm missing some stuff, and we'll just kind of see. Ooh, I need to plug this in. Good Lord. like my first day. Put this. Um, so we don't die. Okay. Okay. So news and updates out of the way. A little bit about post sale process. I feel like I was like disclosed maybe to my detriment. It's like kind of a boring topic. It's kind of boring. Or if I'm going to be squirrely, this shouldn't be too squirrely, but it really is just kind of a list of things. I don't know. I know that some sellers, especially just starting out, like you don't really have a process yet and it takes a little bit of time, but uh, in sales and sales, in building our sales processes, I think sometimes the post sale gets like put in a separate category completely. So like there's like your sales department and then there's like your shipping department as like two separate things. And I am of the mindset that it's one thing. That it's one thing and it ought to be treated like one thing because when the order because the sale is not actually complete until the order is fulfilled, right? Like so it's one thing, like somebody buys something and until they receive it, that order is not complete. And we know this from the buyer side. When we're buying something, we're like, oh no, until I get the thing, my money's still just sitting there just floating in the ether, but like the sale needs to be complete. And so that's part of it. But then um I know that shipping is like one of the things that people outsource the most. And then when we think of post sale operations, we think shipping, but I feel like there's more to it. I feel like there's more to it. This is where we're getting into the chew. If anybody is like new here, we just abruptly shift over to the chew for the week. So I feel like there's more to uh post sale process than just shipping, right? And so first question, I guess, because maybe this will be kind of group activity, is does anybody in here have okay, we all have to do our shipping, right? Which is we package our stuff, we weigh it, we label it, we ship it. Like that's not what we're here to really discuss, even though that is the first thing that happens after our sale. Um, question for you guys though is does anyone have a process after that? Like when you do a sales show, and hello. When you do a sales show, you sell your items, you have whatever system for selling, whatever system for packaging and getting your stuff to the post office. Is there something on your list, your personal process list that you do immediately after that? Does anybody have that thing? Or is it once you ship, you're just done and then on to the next show? You know what I mean? Euphoria, keep an eye on the shipments. I love that. That's in the notes. Watching for delivery. I love that. I don't know that that's a super popular thing either. Or is it? Does everybody do that? Or is that a rarity? Once I ship, I'm done unless I hear of an issue. Look for reviews. Okay. Maple. Hold on. Hold on. Um, hold on. I should have been prepared for this. I'm still watching. I'm still watching. I know, but I have something. I have something for you. Um, if something is weird, I message. Good, good. I have my 4 years, never kept an eye on anything. Fair enough. Yo, 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 Tiny, how you doing? How you doing? Okay, let me put something in here. Can we do a what do you call it? Can we do a an honesty, what do you call it when you can do a giveaway but it's like not it's only for one person. This is why I wish that we still could do gifting. Maybe I'll leave it to you if you want to see it or not, or if you want it to be a surprise. Hold on. Hold on. Create. I know, but you'll understand why. You will understand why. There's not going to be, you don't get a photo, or let's see, we can give you a photo. You can get a photo of this cat, and it has nothing to do with the thing. Sorry, you guys. I meant to do, I meant to do this earlier, and then I freaking didn't. Um, and so here we go, really quick, so fast, so fast. And then I'll run another one just so we're like being all fair. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna run a quick givey, and it's for the Naked Maple. Okay, this is for the Naked Maple, and then I'll run another one after, and it'll be for something else. Okay, to be fair, thank you for that share, Vintage. This is for the Naked Maple, and only the Naked Maple. Okay, Maple, get your butt in there, real quick, and we're drawing it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. You won! Winner, winner. Okay, so I've had this for a minute, and when you see it, I'm not gonna tell you what it is. When you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I get it. Okay, and now you guys, let's run another for this is for everybody. Okay, hop in there. It'll be a giftable card, and there's probably gonna be some stuffings. It's gonna be a giftable card sandwich with something in the middle there. I know, all the integrity. All the integrity. Okay. I'll usually go through my inventory post show to see if any of my items have more bookmarks on them. I love that. I love that. Good stuff. Yes, trust. I watch for delivery, and if it's a really big package. I'm new and small, so I still do. Yeah, volume definitely makes a difference when we're like checking our packages for delivery. I will tell you guys, there's a easy way to do it. Even if you are high volume, you can go to, like, when you go in your shipments, there's filters in there, and you can filter. And I do. I don't do this all the time. Okay, I only do this sometimes when my spidey sense is pinging, but you can go in there and go to the filters, and you can filter for like the oldest order, and so you can pull right up to the top what has been in transit the longest, and so that's the easiest way to tell is something late. So it doesn't matter if you have 1,000 orders pending. You can just see really quickly with one filter, are any of them past their date, because it is. You guys are touching on this point in my notes, which is part of the process, is like follow up, right? Like follow up. This is a good time to share the quote, which is I'll catch up right there in just a second. The quote is, I guess I have two of them. Always deliver more than expected. That's the quote. I'm going to catch up while we chew on that. Always deliver more than expected. Follow up is not expected, but it can create a lifelong customer. That follow up, especially if it's like, hey, I just seen that your package is like 3 days late. Just know that I'm tracking it. And if it doesn't arrive in the next week or by the end of the week or something, I'll be watching it, and we'll figure there's some things we can do to reach out to the post office or whatever like that. That can create lifelong customers. I'm just saying. So catch up real quick. Organize sold items with the inserts and packaging. Love it. Yes, there's always analytics. There we go. That was the main thing I was waiting for. It would be you, Zoe. Like, hey, people, we got to look at the numbers. We got to look at the numbers. Post show analytics. Yes. How many in here look at our analytics after shows, our stats and analytics, and accounting after the fact, but not sure if that is what that is 100% one of the two things. One of the two things. So there's like shipping, package and shipping, and then our numbers is the next one that I had, and then there's one more. Susan, feel free to ask any questions, and anyone in here that knows an answer, um, please feel free to answer. There are a number of very knowledgeable sellers in here. So even if I can't answer, someone in here probably can. So thank you. Reggie, I don't know where your hat was, but it's there now. Okay. Um, yeah, good. Heck yeah. Okay, so Spooky Monkey checks, Green and Leafy checks, Zoe's Treasures, and then Walk in Love every show, checking the numbers. You guys, probably good practice, especially if we have goals. And that might make the difference, right? If we have numbers goals, we're going to be checking them stats and analytics, right? If we don't have the goals, if our goals are not numbers related yet, which is okay if that's the thing, like if we're just starting or we're just like worried about, okay, um, I'm worried about, week one, I just want to show up. I'm trying to figure out my schedule. I'm trying to figure out which products I want to offer. I'm trying to figure out, or which products I want to make and bring to the platform. I'm trying to figure out all the buttons and figure out raid trains and figure out where my community and category. If you have like certain things which show format you like the most or whatever like that, if you're trying to figure out other stuff, there it's fair to say that there are like some cases where your goals are more reclaimed relics. Congratulations, you got a card coming your way with something on the inside there. Actually, I know what I'm going to send you because I'm having fun with this little something that we can leave a surprise. But thank you for being here, and you got something coming your way. Reggie, you're closed now. What? Am I reading that correctly? Yeah, it is good stuff. I look at analytics before shipping too. Heck yeah. Look at you guys. Um so that's a good question. T just does anyone know if you can access those new analytics that run during a show, after a show, like the money per hour and projected sales? Anybody know an answer to that? Data is key, so I'm checking that ASAP. Yes. Oh, there you go. Okay. Perfect. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Okay, awesome. Zoe's Treasures. I'm gonna mod you too. If you guys see someone with a mod, it's not everybody that I trust, but I do trust these sellers to give accurate information. And um so kind of to highlight their name. Euphoria, that's okay. You operate at your own pace. All right. I do. I do. You can you're whatever is the next step for you personally, based on where you were yesterday and where you're trying to be tomorrow, that's the only thing that matters. And so there you go. Okay. All right. So let's see. So yeah, so always deliver more than expected is the quote. And it does tie into that type of stuff. With some follow-up with our shipments. That is the easiest way I know to do it, is to just do that, hit that filter for like to see what has been in the mail the longest. What I wrote down is three things. Try to make it simple with three bullets. The first is order fulfillment, which we touched on. This is packaging, labeling, shipping, right? Like that's a whole nother show, but that's the process, right? Get your orders out within the 2 days. Get it out within the 2 days. One day if possible, right? And then next is assessment, right? Once all our stuff is out the door, because that's timely, assessment, exactly as you guys are saying, looking at the Yay, farm girl. Heck yeah. I'll tell you, like, there's sometimes that has anyone that's been on Whatnot for a while, do you ever just like wish that you could go back to your first like couple shows? Or were they like nightmares? Because I wish like there's some stuff in my first couple shows. I'm like, dude, that's kind of like the good old days for certain things. Um, enjoy it. I know that Farm Girl, because I know that there's like frustrating things with starting out. But at the same time, like it is there's like some magic in those first date. Like people remember their first sales, their first couple shows. It's like you just all the experiences are just like heightened, like they're just more um intense and meaningful, and like each one little connection, and like you get a raid and you're like, oh my god, it's just there's so much cool stuff amidst the potential frustration of like trying to get traction and stuff like that, that like really try to enjoy it. I Kudos on your fourth show. I'm excited for you. I was a train wreck. Fair enough. Oh, I dude, so many shows that I've had that I'm just like, what was I doing? What was I doing? What in the actual was I doing? But you learn and then you just keep it moving. Fair enough. Fair enough, Jess. Early days didn't have buyers. It was all resellers who wanted stuff for $1. I believe that. I was terrified, but went well. The emotions run so high in your first couple shows. Like, even I was on a raid train this last, what, like a week or two ago. And I was like, no, I've done enough raid trains. I've been hosting raid trains for 2 years, and I still was like a nervous wreck. And it was just like right before the show started. I was just like, well, there it goes. Um, Starting something at $1. And it just GR Carter, how you doing? Lilac, I love that. Yeah, that's just, and just like how we could go, wish we could go back and like talk to beginner us, like past us. There's like a future version of us, right? That is like, we could imagine like could be consulting with us today of going, you know what, just enjoy yourself. Just you're there, you're doing the thing, you're having fun, just like um keep doing you. You're doing great. Like root you on. Just your future self could be like your best cheerleader. You know what I mean? So farm girl happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. Let me see. I'm gonna jump forward a little bit. Yeah, matter of fact, that's a good question. If you could go back and tell your, because I know there's a few newer names in the chat. Um, for those established, if you could go back and tell your first 10 shows you one piece of advice, what would it be? I'm curious. If you could just say one thing to that beginner live seller version of yourself, be more confident. Just keep running your products. Yep. Always be selling, as Green 13 says. There you go. Susan, here you go. Um, Thumb says, relax. Just relax. Easier said than done, but yes, if we could just, you know, I agree. 2 weeks, fair enough. Welcome in, Lynn. No comparisons, Rara, 100%. Find your groove, 100%. Can't agree with that enough. Don't compare yourself ever. Comparison is the thief of joy. It really truly is. And it's so hard. It's so hard when we see people moving and shaking like right along next to us, especially we see people hit the ground running that start at the same time. And then they're like, 2 weeks in and they're at 1,000 sales. And we're like, the what am I doing? It's like, it's just like, but that's their path. That's not ours. You know what I mean? And that's not everybody. So Just be you is all you can do, the best version of yourself. That authenticity will attract like a magnet, um, folks. But don't need 100 or even two or even 20 people in your room. 100%. Find my name that will catch attention. Well, Susan, I could also offer going around, just like looking at names, right? Just browsing names around the app or just hanging out in people's chat shows. You'll notice like certain names that catch your attention. I will say too, with screen names, make sure they're super readable, right? Because when we don't have the capital case, uppercase letters, some names are really hard to read. And the easier they are to read, the easier they are to retain, especially shorter, like when people have like forever names. You know, the ones that are like, we're pushing like 15, 20 freaking characters. It's like, huh? So I would offer that too, or factor that in. Steered away from raid trains going at my own pace. A couple of days ago, I just did a silent unboxing to get used to my phone. Love it. Farm girl, I love it. I think everything's so intense when it's just like our own uh thing, our own show and stuff that we have going and stuff. And it's like we tend to make a mountain out of a molehill because and it's helpful to put it in perspective to that there's like literally tens of millions of people, and it's like most people are not going to be for us, right? We were talking about this in a group chat yesterday, how most people just scroll right on through our shows, they don't stay. That's fine because we feel some kind of way about it as we're trying to grow, and we want people to retain and stay with us and buy our stuff, but we have to keep in mind that like it's such a sea of people that use the app that like most 99.999% of people are not for us, right? They're not looking for us. They don't they're not our buyer, they're not our friend, they're not our viewer, they're not nothing. They're just overdoing their own thing. Like Whatnot is a huge place, right? So truly that is all we can do is just show up as ourselves and just keep showing up so that the people who are looking for us can find us. And that's really all there is to it. But if we there's like mental work to keep showing up because it feels really like ugh in the meantime. But it does get there. Yeah, it is a lot of numbers. Started a snail mail club recently, struggling on how to share. Ooh. Walk in Love, are you connected to the Whatnot handcraft artisan group or any of the Facebook groups that are like Whatnot arts and handmade groups? I would say that. And then if you're not already tapped into the papercraft community, I would definitely spend some time there because that seems like very same pocket. Does that mean I can't change my name to no, you cannot, Reggie. I will email Whatnot and say denied. Do, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I don't even want to read that whole thing. It like gives me anxiety just looking at my business name is um oh there you go. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Yeah, that's another thing actually. QT. That's a good thing to point out. Sometimes our names make sense to us, but if people keep stumbling over them and how to pronounce them, that is an indication that we could take or leave. But that is an indication that it's not rolling off the tongue as much as how we might like. And so, yeah, it's got to be very like readable. Underscores can help sometimes. So some people feel different ways about that, but teach us. That's cool. New people are great. SD Designs, welcome in. I don't understand the names that pop up in my chat, my phone, because they're not. Yeah, I don't know why there's two different ones either. You know what, Susan? Susie does roll off the tongue. That does roll off the tongue. So maybe there's room. Maybe that's in this in the business name somewhere. Walk in Love. It is there's a few different ones on there. If you type in whatnot and like handcraft or handmade or whatever, the one that I do try to post updates and different things too. I probably could do more, but whatnot handcrafted artisan is the one that I'm attached to. And you can like so I just know that it's less like some Facebook groups is just sharing shows. Those are really unproductive in my humble opinion. um this one is more just like you can anybody's free to ask questions and share events. It's more of like an events and creations share. Made in Texas Treasure created the group, and she puts like a post every Tuesday for folks to just share what they're working on and what they're making and stuff. And so it doesn't the I like that page because it doesn't get bogged down with all the show sharing. It's just like key information, you know. So agreed. Do you feel my name is too hard to say? Many so you know what? No, I don't think your name is hard to say. But I do like names that if they are have more if they do have more characters, I like ones like that because you can nickname them really easily. If it's like a long name that you have to say the whole thing out to make it clear who you're talking about, then that's a little more like. But no, it's rah rah. That it's hard for me to remember names too and do the things, but yours is easy for me, so I can just say that. You got Greta. I don't know about that one. um, ooh, we're gonna need a raid to come in. We're gonna need a raid. It will align. I'm confident it will align. Maybe we'll do it at the end, or maybe we'll see. Sorry, you guys. I'm getting off topic. What time is? Oh, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. I should say too, if anyone's new to me, we take the scenic route. Okay. So we're just casually chat. I used to do these where they were like, I had like this whole list and I would just like try to get through it, but then it was lacking in just the engagement part. And so we're kind of finding a balance ongoing. Um, looking for name suggestion. Anyone that's got name suggestions for Farm Girl, please do shoot. Country Bougie, how you doing? How you doing? Okay, so I digress. You guys, we're talking post sale process. Post sale process. We talked about you fulfill the orders and then what. Um, in my view, and of many in here that verify that this is kind of a way to go, but I know not everybody does it. Is assessment. Assessment is how I titled it. Once our packages are out, we can follow up with them, but assessment, but it takes a minute. We have this time buffer of like in between when we got to start checking on the orders if we're going to do that or not, is we can assess the show while it's fresh. This comes right after packaging and shipping to me because it's fresh, right? And so once our show is over, if we're in the assessment phase, which again, like we're not always, it just depends on what our current goals are and things. Maybe we're just working on our username, right? Maybe we're working on, marketplace listings. It depends on what we're doing. But when we're into the numbers and we're looking at sales stuff, we got to look at our stats. How much did we sell? What were the average price points? Uh, Cross reference it with what was the cost of those items, what were the starting bids, how did that work, what did we change in this show from the previous show, and what difference did it make? Did we do a different day of the week? Did we do a different time? Did we promote the show differently? Did we boost it? There's all these different factors that when they're fresh we can sit there, we can even write it down write it down, right? Just if we can establish shows, I do think I will offer this too. If we establish shows on a baseline, like as like a control group type of thing, then it's way easier to do these assessments, in my opinion. Brandon, welcome in. It's way easier to do these assessments because if we switch up too many things too often, it's really hard to side by side compare and be able to determine which thing made the difference and which thing works. So, for instance, if we have, I'll use myself as an example, Wednesdays, our sales shows, period. They're going to change over time, um, but they are Wednesday at noon is when we're selling stuff. Which, you guys, if there's any jewelry folks in here, I broke into another uh, bin of beads, and um, I started bagging stuff. I'll just kind of show it like this, and they're like color coded. So there's a bunch of blue, and then there's a bunch of, I don't know if you can see it on the bottom, a lot of like earth tones is going to be the most of this one, but there's like half of this stuff is like stones. Half of this stuff is like stones. And so if anybody's into that kind of stuff, that'll be tomorrow. Okay. So, but anyway, um, if it's the same day, same time, same day, same time, um, anchored in consistently, then we can say, hey, well, I'm doing this starting price. This is my shipping settings. This is my level of advertisement and marketing. So I'm going to assess after the show how that worked out for me. And my next show, I can decide, do I want to do that exactly the same? Or do I want to change the starting bid? Or do I want to change the view? Maybe I want to go from FaceTime selling jewelry and beads to I want to just do a hand show. So it's like zoomed in up close. Changing little things. And we can watch the number in our room. We can immediately after the show, we can say, hey, well, it was pretty obvious that this show sustained 10 people, whereas last week I sustained 5. And so maybe I'll keep it the same to see, maybe I'm just growing traction just by keeping the show. Maybe it's going to like the 5 came back and then we added 5 more. So maybe next week we're going to add 5 more. So we can look at the room count. We can look at like anything and everything that is positive or negative. We might have some shows on my burner account. I trialed different things, and I did a show. Um, some of the shows I did, I sold uh, until I reached my like, this is how many things I'm willing to ship number. And then this last show, I sold zero, zero. And so immediately after, I was like, well, I already know why, because I had like all these varied start prices, right? All these varied start prices, and they were much higher than the previous ones. And so you assess that immediately. What did I change and how did it work? Because sometimes it's for the positive, sometimes it's for the negative. And if it's for the negative, you can immediately go, okay, I don't need to do that again. That is not the way. Buyers do not like varied start prices, and I'm sharing that in case anyone is like resell in here. Buyers don't like varied start prices, period. Period. I know I'm missing a couple things here. Thank you guys for helping each other out. Love to love you. Welcome in. How you doing? Um, thank you guys. Heck yeah. And creating our marriage. Yes, it is medicine. It really is. Cross alpha. Okay. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jeff, welcome in. Okay. So the stats, I wrote stats and analytics separate because stats to me, this is just me, and this is not like Bible. I'm not getting this from anywhere. This is just where it goes in my brain is the stats are like the one single show, what happened in that one show, like assessing our stats. Analytics to me are like that one show in the grand scheme of things, right? So we can zoom out, We can zoom in with the stats in the one show, and then we can zoom out for the analytics. And we see, okay, that show performed like this. And now we zoom out and see like analytics, which we can all get our analytics and whatnot. They give it to us, right? It's a free resource that they provide. We can look zoomed out and look at the trends of our stuff. Like ideally, if we're selling, we're going in like this upward trend, right? And so it's important to zoom out, if and see like, are we flatlined? Sometimes it feels like we have a great show, but the numbers don't reflect. Sometimes, sometimes it feels like we have like not a great show, but the numbers were there, you know. So zooming out, I think, can be helpful. Thank you for the share, Vinyl. And then the last thing I wrote down for assessment is something I'm always going to bring up as long as they offer it. Thank you for the share, Farm Girl. Is watching past shows. Watching past shows, you guys, it's the number one. In my view, it is the number one way to assess what it is that we're doing, because it is not just about the products, it is about the show. It's about the how we present, the energy that we come with. Stay home to shop. How you doing? It's the entertainment factor, the holding people, especially when we're newer. Anyone that's newer, please hear me when I say this. Watching our past shows is the number one most beneficial thing. If we are to do no other assessment of ourselves, if we just nothing else, right? If we were to just pick one thing to do that would just night and day transform our entire operation, it is watching our past shows, in my opinion. Right? Like if we can, because I see people go into other shows all the time and say, um, how do I get people in my room? How do I get bidding on my items? Just all these different like questions about lighting, about should I FaceTime, should I not? Like just all these different things of how do I talk to a room that is, before I've established an audience. Like there's these different things. If we watch our past shows, we can identify 100% every single time, identify something that we can improve. And it's not that we have to just like adopt a whole new operation. We just need to find one thing each time. Just find one thing to improve. You improve that. And then if you do that, then by your like umpteenth show, it's a totally different experience being in the show, because when you as the seller can watch your past show all the way through and be entertained and enjoy the show, your viewers will be able to also, and that enjoyment of your show translates to sales. And so watch the past shows. This is part of the assessment, especially when we're newer, because there just are things. We have like little isms that we don't realize. For me, it's saying way too much. I fidget a lot too, but like it could be that we're just always scratching our head. It could be that we're digging in our armpits and we don't even realize it. It could be that like, there could be stuff in the background that we don't, our cat could be in our inventory right here, and then we're not even paying attention, right? Like when we watch our past shows, we can identify things that are we can see through our viewers lens. That's the thing, is we can assess what is, I don't know, I just we can assess from the viewer's perspective. That is gold. That is a golden perspective. That's the only perspective that matters, right? Our experience when we're live is not the same as our viewers' experience when we're live. We need to know what their experience is to improve their experience, right? And so, super and so that's the number one for assessment, but also analytics. Okay, stats and analytics. So yeah. Pick one thing to improve every time. Euphoria. Love it. Video receipts as I'm packing orders. Righteous. Right on, right on. Watch my past shows in video receipts. Also, when we watch our past shows, we might have a little 30-second moment in there that's clip worthy. As far as I know, we can still clip from our past shows. And so that's super helpful too, especially when we're newer too. It's super helpful to have at least one clip. I know, because we're not live all the time. And sometimes there are instances if it's like a raid train host or just someone that sees our name in a chat and just wants to kind of see real quickly without waiting for, to coordinate joining us when we're live. They just want to see us, just put a face to the name or whatever. They're going to go look at the clips. And if we don't have any, I think it's a missed opportunity. And so when we watch our past shows, we're going to run into some clip worthy segment that we can throw up on our profile. So there's that too. A little bonus. Yeah. Enzy, how you doing? We're all new again with Whatnot's enhanced shipping rates. It's the best price reset ever. I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it. I know the heavy flat rate shippers, maybe aren't as much, but when you think about it, the ones who really, 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 really benefit from flat rate, like the high volume smalls for big bundles, those sellers, those buyers, I should say, are still getting a really great shipping rate considering like the size of the bundle, right? So like if you're buying like 20 to 50 items, cards, coins, beads, jewelry, something for one box, and that's like $13, you're only paying pennies for to ship each of those things that you swiped on. So it's still a really good deal. I'm just saying. But for the rest of us, like ground shipping, 775, something like that. Like that's money. That is money. Okay, so we talked about order fulfillment and assessments. I had one more thing on here, which is customer service. Customer service. And good point to remind again, in 4 weeks, customer service is all us. Okay. So if it wasn't part of our post sale process, it's about to be come September 1st. All right. So I know some already alluded to, yeah, I agree. Some already alluded to checking shipments to make sure they have delivered. I'm curious. This is another inquiry that I had. I feel like I had another question too, but I know this one is. I'm curious in the customer service realm, as far as process is concerned. Does anybody here have something like in their routine that they do as in it with their customer service hat on and their customer service sector of their business? Is there any other things that you do following up a sale? I'm curious. I know what I wrote down, but I know different people do different stuff. So if you guys have some, do let me know. Whatnot is the best. Love everything. They're enhancing all the best features. They are fantastic. Which that's a good reminder too. Today is the first day of their new like Whatnot Sellers live show series. It's at 4 Pacific, so 2.5 hours. I don't think I'll be able to raid in because I start work at that time, but I do encourage everyone to go and see what that's about. It does seem like a cool series that they're starting today. Zoe's Treasure says send notes or coupons monthly to top buyers. I love that. I'm gonna write that down actually. Actually, whatever I don't have on here, I'm writing down. I think I meant to do that from the beginning, but I forgot. Notes and coupons monthly. I love that. That goes into, you guys, the quote was always deliver more than expected. Are Zoe's Treasures viewers, are buyers expecting that? No. Are they influenced by that? Do they get impressions based on that? Yes. Right. And so if we do little things, we identify something we can do and work it into our post sale process. And this is where I think post sale process does matter, right? It can make a difference if we strategize it that way, right? It can make a difference. So let me write that down. Send notes. If anyone in here also has not been to Zoe's Treasures chat shows and YouTube, so much good information there, you guys. Highly, highly, highly recommend going and bookmarking some of those and checking them out. Even more than just tax advice and stuff. So just, but there's a lot of that good stuff too. But just like business mindset and practices in general, just gems every show. So send notes or coupons. Coupons monthly to top buyers. I love that. And once it's worked into your regiment, it's just kind of something that you do. To Okay. Let's see. I replied back to the reviews, Vinyl Canyon. That was something. I love that. How many people reply to reviews? I'm curious. Even if I don't see it. Yeah, that's one thing. I know I gave whatnot feedback about this, but if sellers reply to our reviews, we don't get notified, which is kind of a bummer. But it still is a nice touch sometimes. And other people looking at your reviews, they do see that, right? They do see that. So sometimes call back reference to I sometimes call back reference to what they bought to in the review, so you can make sure they are aware that like you're tracking exactly what that transaction was. Make it more personal. Love that. Lost Mermaid. When I'm packing, I'll look at past orders to see what items are keeping folks around. It helps future decisions. I love that. Love, love, love that. Let's see. Hmm. Stay home. I'm not sure, but let me screenshot that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Green and Leafy, I handwrite thank you and sometimes apologize for mispronouncing their name during the show. It is a nice touch when you remember something from the show that was like specific to that person. That is a really nice touch. People like to feel seen and know that you're like valuing their relationship in that way, that it's not just the transaction. There's like you're sending it to a human that is choosing to support you. Like that's a big deal. That I think, yeah, that's I love that. Yeah. um, I saw very unnecessary things in this economy. Earrings and you worry me too. Nobody needs wood burned art. Nobody needs it. It's like it just looms over my head that like I look at stuff. I'm like, what sucks is that no one needs my stuff. It's like, but that's what I have. So it's like I'm gonna keep bringing it. But I feel you. I feel you. But that goes for a lot of handmade stuff, and that's part of the struggle with handmade is that like an art. Like on one hand, people do need art, whether they know it or not. They need it, but do they need it like at the price points and from the sources that are offering it? Like no, not really. So it's tricky. It is necessary. It is necessary. What's the word? It's just like maybe most people don't a lot of people don't not enough people realize it's necessary maybe as part of it, but yeah, yeah. Okay. But I feel you though. I feel you. Oh, we got a few that reply to reviews. Good stuff. All right. Hmm. Don't know how to reply to reviews, TJ? I think that's enabled on everybody. Now I'm interested. If you go to your profile and go to the reviews, there should be a little button on there. It might be like three dots or something like that. You should be able to click, and then it gives you a little box to reply. At least I thought everybody had that enabled. I could be wrong, I suppose, on that one. Not only tracking, but also it allows people to know what's been sold in my shop and what they let. Yes. I'm sure there's some sellers with like full blown spreadsheets and stuff, tracking all their data. And then a lot just kind of like mental, just do a post assessment and just take mental notes of, okay, this worked, this was stood out and this stood out. And then those would be the focus. And then everything else is kind of like, not that big of a deal or not worth all the focus. I may or may not have had a name in mind when those words are coming out of my mouth. May or may not have. I will not confirm or deny. Saying. I double check all the orders to be tracking and updating. Occasionally, the shipping scans are skipped, but packages still arrive to buyers. Yes. Then you have. Mm, oh, maybe that's it, TJ. You have to do it on mobile. Yeah, it could be that. It could be that. Could be. Okay. Um so you guys hit most of it. Um the note that I had about the replying to reviews, which that's not a practice that I use, and I know I super appreciate the reviews, and I always leave reviews. So reviews are part of like they definitely have their place and they're definitely valuable. If I had bad reviews, I would make it a point to reply to those. Most definitely. And just in case anybody in here hasn't had a bad review yet, and so maybe haven't had the opportunity to experience um that moment of the emotional roller coaster that can come with that moment of getting a bad review, especially if it's not fair. What Liz likes, welcome in. Confident Beauty, welcome in. I just want to offer, and Janet, welcome in, that if we do get bad reviews, even if we, okay, so replying to reviews is not everybody's practice, and actually, let me ask you guys, for those of us who don't reply to reviews, for those of us who do not have that as part of our post sale process, do you or would you reply to negative reviews? Would that be an exception? Or would you just leave them alone? Committee says no. She says block and buy. Would you block them? Just leave them be? All right, that's interesting. Interesting. Ralph, welcome in. The immediate, yes. I have replied to good and bad, but only if exceptional. Fair. I had one bad whatnot review, actually a horrible review because the item did not fit the customer. Those are the worst. I'm sorry. Those are the worst. Rude is what they are. They're just freaking just rude. Said everything else was wonderful. Aren't those the ones that you're just like, what? When it's like 2 stars. Upset about this. Everything else was great though. Great items, great seller, great show. And you're like, well, then why in the actual did you give me 2 stars? If everything was great. And the thing wasn't even my fault. Like, oh, you didn't like the taste of the thing that you bought. And then so I get 2 stars, but everything else was fantastic. Do you understand what that rating does to my business? Like, it's so rude. Let's not do that. Okay. Let's just not do that to people. But I reach out to them on the back end, but not publicly. Kimmy D. I like that. I like that. DMs are definitely post sale process. I like that. Vinyl Canyon, I would reply so others know how I handled it. Vinyl Canyon, I'm with you on that. I am with you on that, and I'm going to highlight that in just a second here. I do that on other websites too. some buyers are ridiculous. Some are. Yes, they forget we're humans. They think they're talking to like corporate um bots or something. And you're like, I'm sorry. I just got here and I'm just trying to survive and do my thing. And why do you hate me? Why do you want me to fail? Let's see. No, but honestly, that depends if my character is assassinated. Tober. Yep. Sometimes you got to be like, hey, hold on. That's not accurate. And I can't do, we're not just going to let that slide as it is, because maybe it leaves an ill impression. And sometimes it does behoove us, there you go, to correct the thing if it is like a smear campaign to any degree, because some buyers do that. Some do. And for whatever reason, too. People are just people. You're just going to run into them all. Uh, sort of out of fulfillment. Oh, Greta, that's lame. I'm sorry. I would be too. I would be too. So bestseller response. Why the review? Because wait, I saw the bestseller response of quote, why the review? Because your spouse didn't like the shirt. Yeah, the resource. How you doing? Yeah, it can be important. So I want to circle back to what I think was Vinyl Canyon said. I would reply. So the question was, do you reply to negative reviews? She said, I would reply so others know how I handle it. This is the thing that I want to offer with reviews. And this is, to me, this is part of post sale process. If I get a bad review, knock on wood, I haven't had one yet. Um, they're inevitable though. And especially with volume comes their numbers. It's a numbers game. Bad reviews are going to happen. I have read a number of people's reviews, bad and replies, and they're not created equal. And just from an outside perspective, observing how I feel and the takeaways that I get when I read responses, seller responses to reviews shapes how I will handle them should I receive them. And I'm on Vinyl side that it if someone leaves a negative review, other people are looking, and I know this because I do it, looking to see how the seller responds, because because how the seller responds will tell you a lot about whether or not you want to be a customer, right? There's some there's some sellers, you guys, that if they get a bad review, they're pissed and they don't care who they don't take a breath, they don't woosah, not even a little bit, they don't take a moment, they don't walk outside, they don't touch grass, they don't nothing, they just turn red and respond. Don't do that, you guys. Silver Drip, how you doing? Welcome in. um don't do that, you guys. Do not. If it, because it's emotional, right? We're triggered if we feel like disrespected, or like, how freaking dare they smear my name, I fulfilled that freaking order on time, all these things. um how we respond matters so much, because we're not responding just to that person, we're responding to everybody else that may be reading our reviews. It's public information on our profile, right? So we have to, yeah, don't. Maple's not wrong. Maple is not wrong. If I see a seller go, it was just a giveaway, so um you know, sorry you didn't like the free giveaway, just attitude like that, am I buying from them? Zero chance. Literally, the chance is zero. I'm not doing it, because the customer service is backwards, right? I was like, I don't, no. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna respond like that, I don't trust you to be professional. I don't trust you to handle something. Should there be something wrong, if I buy something from you and then like I have an issue, hey, can we work this out? And it's just like you're just going to give me attitude. It leaves an impression far past the person who bought or won the giveaway. And so really be careful because other people are an alternative because other people are watching and alternatively, and then I'll catch up in a second. If the response is professional and positive and productive, I will become a customer because that tells me this person is willing to make things right. This person is an adult, okay? And they're going to have me if something goes wrong, that's how they're going to respond. That will convert me into a customer whether I bought from them previously or not. And so that's the last chew, or well, I have one more thing, but that's mostly the chew for like reviews, is that it shows cut publicly our customer service, how our customer service department handles things, right? And it's good, bad, or indifferent. It's marketing our brand, and so it does behoove us to like pay a little attention there, you know. So let's see, catch up a little bit. So typically low prices, orders, other yeah, that is it. And get low price things and giveaways. Which if Wild Hope is still here, I gotta say, so Wild Hope and her hubby have started introducing his like woodworking jewelry, which is freaking gorgeous, you guys. If anyone hasn't seen it, but it is priced differently than how they price things historically. And part of the reason it makes me so happy is because pricing is real tricky for handmade. And I know a lot of handmade folks undervalue our stuff to try to match kind of the bigger vibe of liquidation platform, this kind of thing. But our price points can or do attract our buyers, okay? And if we don't want like those um buyers that are like unappreciative, that aren't really for us, they don't value our work and our time and our whatever our operation that we're doing, those are the ones that are the worst. Just as Stay Home to Shop says, those are the ones that are worse. And so the more we hold ourselves to whatever our level is that we're trying to operate, our audience will match that. But it's like us first, you know. Let's see, box covered in hair. I'm sorry, I didn't feel like Mabel. Mabel. I need to get to an Arizona meetup just to the folks. Arizona breeds people differently, you guys. I'm just saying. It's like such a it's such a thing. Such a thing. Okay. Almost caught up. Exactly. I've done that on other sites. And then I don't mind a bad review. I take it as a learning experience. That's another thing. Thank you, the resource, for saying that. Bad reviews are data. Bad reviews are data. Okay. If we do get a bad review, it does behoove us to pause a second and just ask ourselves, is it valid? Is it valid? Is it valid? Sometimes, sometimes, sometimes it's not the buyer that's wrong. Sometimes it's us. Sometimes it's us. I'm just saying. Sometimes. Feedback is always good and all that. Yes, 100%. And if we don't take it as such, as constructive criticism feedback, we're bound to do the same thing over again. And so I'm just saying, clapback sounds good. Yes, 100%. Okay, I'm almost caught up. Um, yeah, I recommend just sleeping on it. Should we get bad reviews? Just sleep. Just have a little nap. Come back, you feel a little better. You feel like, or type something up and then read it the next day. Because sometimes you'll be like, "Ooh, glad I did not send that." Oh, had someone. reach out to Whatnot right after I responded to them, waiting on the yeah. Yeah, so for sure, once this customer seller provided support rolls out September 1st, I'm sure we'll get an update to just make sure that that date is still we're still on for that date. But once that rolls out, we'll probably give it like a week or two. We'll probably visit the customer service topic in like a whole show dedicated, because I imagine it's going to be a popular topic in chat shows for at least the month of September. Shall see, but I'm calling it right now. So Lila, welcome in. Yeah, Lila, good to remember for the next phase of changes addressed it. Yeah, yes. I know. Maple, I'm slow. Okay, we know this about me. We know that I try so hard. If anyone was here in the beginning of me trying to read the freaking chat, you guys, this is why I go at your own pace, because I couldn't. I could not. I could not. Some of you guys know I was so. If you don't know, I've only probably shared this two or three times. I was legally I had LASIK eye surgery, but before that, I was legally blind. And my parents didn't know I was legally blind until I was in like fourth grade or something like that. And so that whole like prime time of growing up, when you're like reading, when you're learning to just read and like whole things, like I struggled so hard with that, to where to this day, reading fast is a struggle for me. And that is why. And so the fact that I can even like catch up sometimes is like me for me, that's like a win. But it was like this is 3 years and I still suck at it, but it's like better than I was, and so it's like whatever. It is what it is. Either case, you guys. The last thing on the list, I digress. The last thing on the list, I can see now though. When I got glasses, I was like, oh my god, this is what you guys, this is what everybody else goes through the world like. I had no idea. Yeah, yeah. When I got LASIK, it was like such a game changer. Such a game changer to not deal with contacts and everything else. I was just like, dude, so this is like people who it is people who never had to deal with contacts and glasses and just generally not being able to see, like don't know the struggles that come with that. Like if you're basically blind, you can't even just like walk to the store because you're like, I can't see any potential dangers. Like I can't see any. I can't. I just see blurry everything, which is lame. So anyway, um, green and leafy, isn't it the best? Like the only anyone that I know that has got it is just like, I just wish I would have got it sooner. That's it. Because it's amazing. It takes freaking 2 seconds, and then you're just like it's magic, is what it is. It's amazing. If anyone in here has corrective lenses and has not, sometimes you can't get LASIX, but I would look into it. I'm just saying, it was like one of the best decisions I've made in my life, literally. Yeah, hearing would be the same. It's like people who don't know, and it's like it's such an independent like daily thing. Um, we all have things. That's a nice reminder too, that we all have things. Many unseen. Uh, Anybody want to answer? Take Envy's question. That'll be a question for the chat. Sorry. The last thing on my list, you guys, was I'm looking at the time here. Was well, that's not really like a thing. This is more of a response type of thing, but like responding to inquiries. Mostly this could be, so this for customer service. Anyone just coming in, we talk about post sale process. So we're talking about order fulfillment, packing, labeling, shipping. We talk about assessment of stats, analytics, and watching our past shows as a huge one. And then customer service, so following up with our shipments to make sure they deliver. We talked about reviews, and then the last snippet on here that I had for customer service, with our customer service hat and department, was professionalism upon inquiry. So um, this can have to do with like orders specifically, but mostly where my brain goes with this is in DMs. What Liz likes, officially one of the friends. There you go, Envy. All your answers. Envy needs tequila, is what Envy needs. Um, my brain goes to DMs. How many sellers? Actually, let me ask you guys this. Um, DMs can be really hard for folks to keep up with. We got a raid. Can we make sure Tober's in the house? Is Tober in the house? Hello, Raiders. Hello, hello. How you doing? And who? Hold on. Hold on. Let me pull it up on here so we can do this proper. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in. You are coming into a chat show. You're coming into Tuesday chat. Thank you so much for choosing to come here. Let me get you in the box. Let me get you in the box. Where did you go? Oh, it's like not even, it's not even on my tablet. What are we? Let me do it on here. Let me do it on here. Welcome in, Crafty Purple Witch. Make sure I'm following you. Love the name. Let's put you in the box here. Put you in the box here. We're gonna go check your profile in just a second too. Okay. Here we go. Crafty Purple Witch with the raid. Let's have a look see. You're coming into a chat show. We're just kind of summarizing, and we had like kind of one more little snippet that we're gonna go into. Oh, you're brand spanking new. The Crafty Purple Witch. You guys look at this profile. Just start. You know what I'm saying? Just start. You don't need a logo to get started. You need a name, a profile, and you can just jump right in. You can just jump right in. Crafty. If you had some shows, I would bookmark. But I'm following you now. If you I don't see a bio on here either. Good for you. Sink or swim. You said I'm showing up and I'm just doing the thing. That's what I did too, and I'm here for it. Good on you. If you want to share what you sell or when we might be able to expect you live, anything about yourself, please do. Was that your first show? When did you come to Whatnot? Anything you'd like to share, please feel free. And you are the first dollar start raid protocol. So congratulations and thank you for that, because Tober's been waiting for this auction. If Tober, I don't know if Tober's in here. You guys, we're adulting. There's Tober. We're adulting. We have a print. We have the very first print of the very first original. There will be more. I just have one for today. And so usually we do giveies. We're gonna dollar start this bad boy for that rate. So thank you, thank you. We're just gonna do 10 seconds. 10 seconds. This is running now. It's 4x6 print of the first original. She's so pretty. She's so pretty. We made her in-house. Thank you for the bids. Thank you for the bids. So thank you so much for that raid. I big appreciate it. Tober, coming to you, ma'am. I love you so much. Thank you so much for supporting my art, you guys. You know what? This is like such a I was like feeling some kind of way with the wood piece going out the door, and now I feel like I feel some kind of way with sending this. Um, very happy to send this to you, Tober. I love you. Thank you, thank you. Let me put this where it's for sure it's gonna stay safe right there. Okay, so let me make sure I didn't miss any of the things. It was a really nice. I was really happy with the print. I was really happy. I wasn't sure. Um, Let me unpin that. I wasn't sure how they were going to go, and it went well. I got to pin something else just to move that off the screen. There we go. Okay. All right. I shall catch up. I'm sorry. If anyone who's new here, if you're sticking around from the raid, my name is Tamika. I don't think I actually introduced myself. Custom wood burning. I sell heat gun art. This is a print of a art piece that is wood burnt. You can see the wood grain in there and all that kind of stuff. Wood burnt, wood stain. That's an example of the stuff that I do. But we're here every Tuesday talking about live selling. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. And so thank you. So today we're talking about post-sale process, and just had one little snippet left, but we're here every Tuesday. So um, especially if anyone's newer, please bookmark Tuesdays and come chat with us. Come chat with us. Thank you so much, Recipe, for the messages. Thank the buyer, reply to the questions, and then thank them again. Oh, thank you for circling me back. So, Hazy Ames, hello, hello. So, with post sale process, this will be on YouTube as well. It is multicasting there if anybody wants like the full show, or there's rewatch stickers in the buy now for $2. It's little Sasquatches that you can hide for people to find. Because I'm a child, but low key it's fun. Anyway, so the last thing for the post sale process, we're talking about like professional, um, being professional upon inquiry. My brain goes to DMs primarily, and I think I was just about to ask the question of how important is responding to DMs to you guys. I know that higher volume sellers, it's trickier because you get a lot of people DMing you, right? Extremely important, or extremely hard. Extremely important. Yes, business hours for the win. Definitely business hour, very important. And as a buyer, very important, right? Do unto others, kind of a deal like that. Heck yeah, prioritize. Yeah, they if they're not prioritized, they will fall to the wayside. Trust you me. Trust you me. Very important. Customer communication is key for certain processes. 100% ASAP, same day. What Liz likes, I love that. Silver Moon Mama, um, prioritizing this word specifically. You guys, I know I can only speak like from my own experience. I try to make it a point. My whole rule in life is do unto others, like the golden rule, right? It's like very simple. I think we overcomplicate some things. I think it really is that simple. Just if you want responses, then respond, and you do have to make it a priority. It might mute for a second. There's a phone call coming in. Do we have sound? Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear? Okay, thank you. um, what a great essay. So I will be thinning the junk in my inbox just like email. Yeah. So as a seller, I try to make it a point, babe. I try to make it a point to respond as fast as possible. I do second tober with the business hours. I think it's healthy to have boundaries on our communications outside of our live shows because they are 24/7. They're 24/7. Especially if we're doing like raid trainings, and we're doing like group activities and stuff like this. Asian Bunny, how you doing? But also I want to offer you guys that I know some high volume sellers don't respond because they have like flooded inboxes, especially there's certain sellers that like and I'm sharing this because some might reach a point where this is them, that they go, oh my god, now this is me. You might reach a certain point where you have so many friends on the app, you're so personable that like there's a lot of people that feel like they're your best friend, and you might be overwhelmed because you're trying to be here for business, but the social aspect in the DMs is like a lot. Like it might get to a point where it's too much. And so like boundaries I think are super super healthy there, and obviously prioritize, to each their own and how they'd want to use discretion here, but prioritize buyers inquiries and DMs, and like the customer service tab of our inbox that's coming in above like chat groups and things and fellow sellers and this kind of thing. Well, hello, old river trading. How you doing? Um, but the thing I want to offer is that I'm going to share how I feel about people not responding to my DMs, because if it's me, it's more than me, right? If I feel like this, I know that there's at least 10 other people who feel like this. If people don't respond to my messages, if they are business related, I will. maybe give 3 opportunities, and then that relationship is basically over, to me, personally. I understand some folks have very busy inboxes. I understand this. Um, but it's kind of as a word of caution on why I think it, that it deserves priority, because it, um, what I'm trying to share is that it has the power to, um, interrupt and lose customers that we have worked hard to acquire. Just something as simple as an acknowledgement in a DM can be extremely powerful, because there's sometimes when you're in the show and it seems like, okay, this is our relationship, but your relationship outside of the show can sometimes carry more weight. And so this portion, it's in the customer service department, and I want to offer it because it is important in my book. It's important because it will make or break relationships in my book. And so I know that there's others that are like that. And so, but I know some sellers, they don't, they have the sales to where this doesn't have to matter as much. Maybe it's kind of how it goes. But I really, really want to caution against that. I really think it matters. I really, really do think it matters. And granted, like, I'm not, if someone's like premier seller status, obviously there's a difference in the volume and stuff, which is where boundaries come into place. But I know some high volume sellers find a way, because if you guys go to House of Coops shows, Bunny, I saw your message. I'll circle back in just a second. House of Coop is a large seller. They hold 400 or 500 people in their shows regularly. And when you go to their chat shows, they will tell you this is so important to them that they will spend literally an hour a day. They carve out the time to make sure they respond to everybody's messages. It might take a day or two because they get a lot of people messaging them, and for seller support and all kinds of stuff, but they prioritize it. And I'm telling you, one of the reasons why they have those numbers in their room is because their customer service department is intact to that degree. If they prioritize their people, if people go out of their way to get into your inbox, those people are gold and should be treated like that, in my opinion. And I think they recognize this, and the success that they see is because they maintain that as a priority. So that's the last chew for this, is to not sleep on the DMs. How we interact outside of our live show carries a lot of weight. It makes a huge impression, good, bad, or indifferent. And so, so there we go. So let me see. Blasian Bunny said, for customers during normal business hours for seller help, I get so many DMs I can't respond to all. Sadly, it can be over freaking whelming. And I've seen different sellers communicate in different ways, like how their boundaries kind of go. I know that some, and this may be helpful, Bunny, if you're in here still, is to have like, maybe not a full blown copy and paste, but like I know Leslie, Reworkers Passion, she will direct folks to her chat show so that there's still a way to respond, but it's not, you don't have to sit there for 20 minutes and think of like have like a teaching moment, an independent tutorial. It can be like, hey, well, let me direct you here, would love to help. I see you. I hear you. I appreciate the message. We're going to talk about this on Tuesday. Something like that, maybe could be an option. But I feel you. Frugal Couture, how's it going? Junkie Punky, how's it going? Okay. Catching up here. I do send personal messages, checking on people when I haven't seen them in a while. I love that too. Greta, that makes a huge difference. That can make a huge, people remember that stuff. Matter of fact, if you guys have that, there's two things actually that one could do, to small things that can leave big impressions. And this may or may not be considered like customer service. But one of them is, if you have a seller friend who's on like a regular like anchor show, Mama C, how you doing? Regular anchor show, if they do not go live for that anchor show and you notice, send them a message. just to check in. Just, hey, how you doing? I noticed you weren't live. Are you good? Making sure you're good. That can leave a huge impression. I know that because when people have done that with me, they just automatically just go on the top tier of people in my book. They're just like right up here. They just graduate, just put you up on that top shelf. Thanks for checking on me. It's little things. And then the other small thing that can make a big impression is the pre-chat. You guys, the pre-chat, right? When you go into someone's show before they're live. And so when you're scrolling the shows and like you're not, the person's not live yet, but you see that they got a show coming up, just drop in there. You're already there. Just go in there and just drop something in the chat. So when they go live, they see whatever little message from you that can leave a huge impression, especially if it's a big show for somebody, if it's someone that you want to support, especially if it's like one of the first shows or just something maybe that you know they're nervous about or whatever like that. It's a tiny thing. You can even just drop hearts. It doesn't even have to be anything like well thought out or crazy, but just hit them with a pre-chat. Little things can make a big impression, I'm just saying. And so people will send me novels. Yeah, that's the. And then some people demand help for their. it's it's um it's hard. And to that point, to Bunny's point, I don't want to discount. And actually, this is a good final note probably. Because there's like the saying, because we're on the customer service portion of this chat. Okay, the customers always right, that saying. Okay, no, not really, not all the time, right? Not everybody, not all customers are right in their footing. Not all customers are our customers. Not all people are meant for it. Some, if there are people who are draining, because this is social selling, right? If there are people who are draining us, who are demanding too much of us, who are being unrealistic in their expectations, we don't have to cater to that. We don't have to it is our business, right? We are not customer service department for Amazon. We can operate it how we want and how it works for us with our boundaries. um Everything within reason, right? If people are just inquiring about this, that, and the other, like, cool. As soon as it's like outside of the bounds of like within reason, we're allowed to just be like, yeah, but I'm not going to entertain that. Not going to entertain, because sometimes that's appropriate. Sometimes it's appropriate to block someone. Like sometimes, right? If it's interrupting your peace, um, you can do that because some folks will leave you novels, and it's up to us to just be like, hey, I cannot. I love you. I cannot with that. Like, friend, I don't even read fast enough. You're taking up at least 30 minutes that I don't have today. It just is what it is. Yeah, and so we don't have to appease everyone. I just want to offer that too. That's part of customer service, is just like, you know, protect um the customer, the majority of our customers. And then but we don't have to. Yeah, we got to protect our sanity. It is a thing. Uh Tober, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. So, yes, and it makes you smile when you get. Wait, what is that word? Your show and peeps have already sent you lit when you get to just to log into your show, to go to start your show. Thank you. I was like, like, I don't even want to try to read that out loud. Yeah, it's great. It is great. I do it constantly. Um, it's really great. So pre-chat is fantastic. Nice little cherry on top. Those who missed the quote earlier, it was for today, just in regards to post sale um, process with the shipping, with the customer service, with everything. Always deliver more than expected. Uh, Little things. It's the little things. People do notice. But then I had another little quote that I feel like is share worthy, which is Shipping related. This is like the primary part of our post sale operation. The quote goes: shipping is part of your brand, whether you treat it like it or not. Shipping is part of your brand, whether you treat it that way or not. It is what it is. And so when we're shipping and when we're customer servicing and when we're post sale operating, just because the live show's over, our brand is not over. So that's kind of the chew there. So you guys, we are overtime. We are overtime. I love you guys. Thank you. So, you know what? If anyone has shows to share, please do share. While we find someone to raid, I do have like one little quick share. But then otherwise, this is our post sale process discussion. And again, the full deal will be on YouTube. If you do watch it on YouTube, I'll just let you know we didn't even dive in until about 50 minutes into this show. So there's that. Otherwise, there's rewatch stickers in the shop. Feel free to grab one of those if that's easier than finding us on YouTube. But yeah, if anyone has shows to share, do feel free. The only things I want to tell you guys that's coming up on my end: Wiener Wars. You guys, do we know there are Wiener Wars on Whatnot? Because there is, if you didn't know. Wiener Wars tonight. That's going to be fun show after fun show after fun show. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is JJ Shopper and Q. Secondhand Sarcasm hosting that one. Mama Z's got plants tomorrow at noon Eastern time. Heck yeah, you guys. Mama Z is drawing up an original piece that we're gonna do some wood burning and then send it back for some painting. You guys, collabs for the win. I'm so excited about that. Yeah, there's a team mustard and a team ketchup, if I am tracking correctly. So there's that. Oh, Leslie and JJ. And then, oh, the beginning of the train is at 5. Okay. Why is that red chatted? Wiener is red chatted, but Wiener Wars is not. What? Hold on. Why is that red chatted? It's literally the same thing. Okay, I don't get it. Wiener Wars. That's weird. Okay, but Leslie and JJ. 6 p.m. with JJ Shopper. Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry. A rework is passion and JJ Shopper. Wiener Wars. And then Plants with Mama Z. I gotta say, the older I get, it's mustard. It's mustard. I'm team mustard. We have a town in Washington up here called Leavenworth that has like a whole shop that's like half of it's like dedicated to just mustards. Did you guys know there's not like just Heinz mustard? There's like whole bougie lines of just artisan small batch, just to go with all the brats and all the, I'm saying you don't get that with ketchup. I'm team mustard. I'm just saying. I didn't like it as a kid, but like now I'm like, dude, I could just, I don't want to say I could just spoonful it, but it's the business. It's definitely the business. Needs context. Oh, maybe the caps. Yeah, I don't, and makes no sense. Yeah, when I was a kid though, I would just like, ketchup is, as a kid, you're like, well, that's technically a vegetable. Not like, let's not. But it was just like right on the eggs, right in the mac and cheese, whatever. Just like everything was good with ketchup. Everything, it was just like ranch. Like everything was better with ketchup. Um, as an adult, though, I don't know. I want to tell you guys real quick. Um, oh, my notes kind of disappeared. I wanted to tell you guys, what was it? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Artisans Attack. for the artists. This is the 28th of this month. That's our Arts and Handmade like battle train with Magpies Covered. That's coming up. And then reminder to hop on raidtrain.app and follow your favorite conductors. Don't be the last one to just jump on that bandwagon. Go follow your favorite conductors, and you'll get a first notification of all the cool raid trains that they're putting up there. And again, Lilac Bloom and Lost Mermaid gifts are mandatory follows over there on Raid Train app because they have some really fantastic trains coming up. And then also Artisan Alley Raid trains are over there, which are the third Monday of every month. And I just want to share that coming up, because each month is a different theme. We have skincare in September. We have food and drink, like all the artisan snacks and things in October. And then we're doing niches in November, which is for all the one-off crafts that don't really have like a whole category yet. Metal workers, silversmith, stained glass blowers, leather workers, like these kind of niche crafts. We're going to put them all in one showcase. And then there's a surprise for December. So Artisan Alley is over there too. Get notified for those. And yeah, thanks for the hearts, you guys. Booking trains for next year already. Yeah, it's really it really is a great platform. It really is. Darren did really, really good with that. Really, really, really good with that. Kudos to him for that. Okay. You guys, we're the only one in the community category right now. Do you guys have any friends on that you would like to show some love to? Akabama, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, nothing in community. There's a back to school raid train. What do we got? You guys know anything going on right now? Sometimes I try to have like a predetermined raid, but I don't have anything. Maybe, nope, we raided them before. Rated them before. That would not be fun to go to. Rugby chick. Heck yeah, we'll do that. I don't even know if I know them, but we'll go with it. Oh, Reloved. Let's see. Rugby was the first one. We'll go with that one. Thank you for the suggestions, you guys. Rugby chick 12. Yay for new friends, because this will be, I think, the first time for me. Love them. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So Rugby chick 12. With Ephemera. There we go. Need to know her. Okay. Heck yeah. Love it. So you guys, if you're interested to meet someone that's a we would love her need to know, hang tight a second. Otherwise, now would be the time to drop off. No worries. You guys, always just end with a quote. Always deliver more than expected. That's it. Post sale process, and just have a process. Have a process more than just shipping. Have a process. That's what it is for today. I am going to do like a little recap of this for the YouTube. So if you want like the TLDR version, especially if you came late, that will be on the YouTube. Otherwise, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me on the Tuesdays. I love your faces. And if you're so inclined, drop some purple hearts when we get there, and let's go see what the ultimate ephemera scavenger hunt is about. All right. I'll see you on the